Okay, so I wanted you guys to see this house because first of all, the finishes are what we would consider rental grade in Kansas City, Charlotte, any of our markets. So you can see we just kept the cabinets and we put vinyl plank in the floor and sheet mini blinds and cheap light fixtures and make sure you take a look at the vanities and the toilets. You could go to any Alpine and this is what we would consider to be rental grade. So I wanted you to get a feel for that. I would say this house would be the top of the rental market for any of our markets. So this house, we were here 3 weeks ago. One of the investors grabbed it, $200,000 and bringing in like $1,600 a month. It's like 6 cap. This is a guy though who is in his 70s, from Idaho, and is ready to retire. So he needs this house to be like a pension for him. He loved a huge lot. He talked to Buster. Buster said that we could easily, potentially add another home here that could be additional rental revenue. And so this is a B plus, almost an A minus neighborhood. So if you look at Zillow, the homes start at like 175 and go to like $500,000. And so, well, what I want you to think about is a lot of times I feel like people are drawn to this home, but the last neighborhood we were in is probably like a B minus neighborhood, but it's been appreciating 10% a year. Okay, and so a lot of times people are thinking I kind of want nicer stuff, but yes, is it just because you're imagining yourself living in it? Huh. Because that's really what people do. One of the reasons why you over rehab your homes because money's emotional. You imagine, well, I lived here then, and so you start making decisions that I have a rental property that was a block from the aquatic center where my kids swam, and so I would drive by it every time I dropped my kids off or swim. Which, if you've had swimmers, that's every day. Oh. And I took the gravel driveway and added concrete for no good reason. Replaced all the windows, added, I over rehabbed the home just because I was like, it needs to be cuter, right? And I could have a whole bunch of reasons about how I was adding value to the home. I'm going to get it back when I sell it, but not really. And so, so I want, part of me wants to challenge. This home is great if you need a pension, right? And if you're in your 30s, 40s, you want to buy more C neighborhoods because you're going to get the appreciation, and you can always trade those up. You can always sell them to the tenants. This is what you want, I think, from like 70 to 90, right? Because at any given time, you could upgrade this. Buster, what would it cost to upgrade this to homeowner grade? What would you, if I said, hey, let's MLS it, what would you do to it? Pictures, countertop, maybe no. Dollar amount, what would you spend? 5, 10, 15? Yeah. Okay. And so, any given time, then you could move a tenant out, upgrade the home, put it on MLS, get 260, 270, 280, sell it to the tenant. So this can be a really great asset when you're in pension phase. But be open to the idea that maybe the best home for you, maybe the best investment is a neighborhood where you would never live, in a house that you wouldn't want your kids to live in, not because it's not safe, but because the neighborhood itself isn't where you would want you or your kids to be. But that might be the best growth potential for your investment portfolio. And for years I used to joke that all of my tenants are the same color, green, right? All of my houses are the same, painted the same green, and the carpet's all green. And the minute you start seeing any colors, when you become emotional, whether it's the tenant or the house. And if you really just focus on the investment, I always look down on an investor. He's like, well, I'm more of a commercial guy. I'm like, why? I'm just a good deal guy. Like, I don't care. I'm a shameless cap rate whore. I've been chasing double-digit cap rates for 25 years, and I don't care what the asset class is. If I think I can make 10 to 20 cap, I'm interested. And if I can make over 20 cap, I'm like in love. So I don't care if it's storage units from China, pad splits, $5,000 houses in Indiana in 2005. I really prioritize the cap rate, and then second is always growth potential. And so that's led me to some really rough asset classes like trailer parks. But man, the amount of money that I made from being willing to invest in buy those assets has really paid off for me. So as you sit down with Megan, as you talk to her, keep that in the back of your mind. Really kind of let her help you. How can all the different products that we have help you move forward on your passive investing? And that's why we love, by tomorrow, by Sunday of this event, you tell us how you want to work with us. We don't try to say, here, we'll do this, maybe you should do this. We want you to understand enough about our mindset with real estate and houses so that you can say, this is how I want to work with them. And maybe that's just you buy a $200 class. We'll have to immediately write us on the Monday call. We really don't try to put conditions on how or when you invest with us. And I love that, how to get money set up came